Good morning. Well, for me, it's morning. For you, it might be nighttime. But this is Robert Bruton with the Robert Bruton Outdoor Show. And it is cold, as you can tell. I'm wearing my Carhartt coat and I've got a fleece shirt on. So it's a little chilly out today. And I'm standing inside a Keystone, Montana high country. But today's not about the Keystone, Montana high country. Today is about keeping warm in your coach. It is wintertime in most places. It's coming on to be wintertime in a lot. Excuse me, for us here in West Texas, we do have a lot of cold coming in. I'm supposed to get freezing rain towards the end of the week. Up in New Mexico, where I'm from, we have gotten a little bit of snow, not a whole lot of snow, but a little bit of snow. And I know up north and in Colorado, Utah, you guys are getting it pretty good. And up in the Northeast, those folks are getting a little bit of snow as well. So hopefully we'll have a white Christmas. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is keeping your RV warm during the winter months, especially if you're staying in your RV during really cold times, okay? One of the things that kind of goes without saying is you want to make sure that your drinking water hose is either heated, or you can use pool noodles. Now, depending on where you are, pool noodles can help, but they're not going to be the same as a heated hose. So if you can afford a heated hose, they're a little bit expensive, I agree, a couple $100 up to maybe even $300 for a longer hose, and then down, I think they're like $175 for a 25 foot. So they are a little pricey, but well worth it, because what happens to most folks in their RV is the water freezes up into the hose and runs its way into your coach, and that's where you get some real problems. You can obviously open your gray water tanks. Make sure that your sewer hose is completely empty on a night that it's going to drain. So if you need to lift it up and make sure that the water drains completely out of your sewer hose, a lot of times you'll find that the incline going to the septic system might be a little bit, so there can be some residual gray water there. Want to make sure we lift that hose and get all that out so the hose doesn't break on you, because that's not going to be a fun thing. If you're standing there and you don't really know that your sewer hose is done, you pull the plug for your black tank and wow, what a mess. So let's not make that mess. So what can we do to stay warm during the winter months? Okay. Well, one is make sure that the outside of the trailer is secure as we can. Make sure that so we don't have any other problems. All right. Make sure that your tanks aren't completely full. Make sure you've drained your freshwater tank, that you didn't forget and go, oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, that's a big ice cube, okay? 70 gallons of water turning into ice. Not only is that a big ice cube, but it's very heavy. So just make sure that you take care of all that first. Now, one of the things that I've done, and I want to talk about safety, and also is using a space heater. Space heater technology has come a long way, so space heaters are relatively hell of a lot more safe than they were, okay? I went to Walmart and I got a little ceramic heater, and I'm telling you, that thing will absolutely toast you out of your RV, and it works really good. Now, having said that, here's some things that precautions you need to take. Make sure that there's nothing around the space heater, okay? Make sure that you put it on a flat surface. They do have now a security system on the bottom, a security tab on the bottom, so if it falls over, the tab comes out and it kicks off the space heater for you. So that's a really nice feature. And then just make sure that you never leave a space heater running during the day. You know, oh, I want to come back to a warm house. No. Let's not do that. The space heater needs to be run while you're at home, not when you're not at home. Okay, make sure that you do that. Make sure that it's not anywhere where pets or children can get up close to it and burn little fingers or burn little snouts. And just make sure that the plugs are secure where you can't trip over them and knock your space heater over, especially if you have it on like a kitchen cabinet or something like that, where it could potentially fall in dishwater or anything like that. So just use common sense precautions to make sure that everything's good. You also want to make sure that you get out and this is going to sound a little silly, but you'll be surprised at how many people go, oh my God, I forgot to go get propane. go get propane. Go get it. If you can, go get it right now while you're thinking about it. Check your propane bottles, because a lot of times if there's, and also check your propane hoses. Of course, this would have been a better thing to do it during the summer, but you want to check your propane hoses for dry rot and make sure you're not losing any of your propane because your hoses are out of date. So make sure your propane hoses are out of date. Make sure your propane bottles are in date, especially if you've had a camper for a long time. A lot of folks don't realize that there is a shelf life for a propane bottle. So check the manufacturer dates on your propane bottle. And chances are when you go and fill them, the guy that's doing that has to have a license to do that, so he will probably be checking your propane bottle. But it's a good time when during the summer, or do it right now, because as we get more and more in the winter months, you're going to see propane bottles and things, that those sales are going to escalate, and you're going to go into place and go, dude, we're sold out, sorry. So just make sure that you take a look at all this right now. All right. And like I said, running a space heater, the technology, like I said, has come a long way. Just make sure that you the areas where you run them is free of anything that might be flammable or catch fire. Don't set it down on the floor at your feet on carpet. I know some of you do that, but let's be reasonable. If you're going to do something like that, why don't you put a maybe see if you can find yourself a microwave safe style like plate or something like that, something non-flammable that's going to help give your space heaters some stability, okay, because we don't want it falling over. But with the safety thing on it, it does kick it off, but that still doesn't mean that the ceramic stuff inside's not hot, okay? And the little ceramic space heaters are actually very affordable. So, and that's something that can help heat your coach so you're not burning through quite so much propane. But do take precautions. The other thing that you need to do for sure is check your CO2 regulator. Since we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with our furnace this winter, make sure that our CO2 detector, or I said regulator, but our detector has fresh batteries and that it's operable. So run those tests on the unit itself. There's some self-testing you can do. Make sure that that's up to speed, because this is something that if you're in a dead sleep and you have a bad leak, that can spell disaster for you or your family or your pets, or even worse, maybe even your children. So be careful. Make sure that all of your detectors in your coach, okay, are up, running, and that they're you might want to clean them off a little bit. Make sure there's no dirt on them. Make sure the sensors are there, and do a little checking, okay? Better safe than sorry, always, okay? So we are huge here on the show, being safe, towing safe, living safe, that type of thing. So I want you guys to make sure that you go and do that for me. That's our challenge. You guys know that I always try to end a lot of the shows or our podcasts with a challenge. My challenge to you today is to make sure that you have your CO2 and your smoke detectors are all working properly, okay? And they are fully functional, and you, because a lot of times I know what happens is that you get to cooking on your stove, you can't make the smoke detector, and you end up taking the battery out because it won't stop, and you forget to put it back in. So let's go check those right after you do. One thing for me, subscribe. So when you subscribe to the Outdoor Show, then I want you to go check your smoke detectors and all that, because that way you can get more videos from me that remind you to do a lot of things when you're camping. All right, and really that's kind of it, I think, as far as what I wanted to talk about. Bundle up. Use long pants. Try to when you're trying to conserve propane but still keep your coach warm. There's some things that you can do inside. Sleep with an electric blanket is also a good thing. Just making sure that the coach is secure from freezing as well. But that's another video that we'll get to. In the next probably couple of videos, we're going to talk about securing if we're living in our RV, which so many people are now. I hate to say it, RV industry, but most people are living in their RVs now. But that's the whole thing is, you know, this is a recreational vehicle, so it won't be as warm as your home, okay, or a home or an apartment would be. So, but we'll talk about more securing so against freezing and stuff like that. Since we're getting into that season, let's talk about those things and make sure that we've got all the proper stuff that we need to secure our trailer. And if you have any questions, please make comments down in the section. If you like this video, or if you have a suggestion, put it in the comment section. Share with the rest of the crowd anything that you do that helps keep you warm in these harsh winter months while you're staying in your RV. So that would be awesome. Make sure that you do that for me. And please like our video, please subscribe and turn on that bell so you get first look at all of our cool stuff that we've got coming out. We've got all kinds of product reviews that I'm finishing up that are going to be really, really cool. Got some really new stuff happening in especially the travel trailer industry. And we're going to talk about camping with pets a little bit more and talk about camping with kids a little bit more. I'm going to have some fun stuff coming up. Destinations, pet-friendly destinations, and all the good stuff. So anyway, stay warm out there this winter and look for some more videos that are coming your way that will have a lot more tips about how to stay warm. And anyway, it's the 1st of December, and I wish everybody some safe and happy holidays and lots of fun getting out there and shopping for your family. But we're going to talk again real soon. This is Robert Bruton for the Robert Bruton Outdoor Show. Bye for now.